are again.
Hello.
Hopefully this time you can hear us better. Welcome to Giving Up the Ghost. I am Jas.
And I'm Sher.
This is episode 4 for you people keeping score at home.
4. God, 4.
It is now 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yes, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
We've been here since 2 o'clock, just doing our thing because we like each other and we have fun.
That's absolutely right.
And just want to say, again, thank you to Joel from the Paranormal Night Stalker Network, also the NPM Night Stalker Podcast Network. It was a great interview. Had such a good time. It was nice to get to know him via Skype, him and Michael, and we appreciate all the love and attention that they were able to give us, and we're not alcoholics.
Not yet, no.
No. We like to partake in a couple of drinks. Spirits for spirits is what we say.
Absolutely.
And we don't advocate drinking.
No.
Drink responsibly. Never drink and drive. In fact, Sherry was dropped off at my house, and we will respectfully drive her home. Not me.
Thank you, honey.
It's the least we can do. So, anyway, so this episode 4, we are going to share with you a story. Now, we haven't decided who goes first. So, now spin the, what are we calling this? The magnetic sphere.
The magnetic sphere of fortune. Are you ready?
Fortune. See who goes first.
So who goes first? How are we going to know?
Does Sherry go first?
Oh, okay. Do I go first? Okay. There we go. Tick tock, tick tock. This could be watch gonna ask a friend. What are you gonna do? Ask a friend.
We need some elevator music when we do this.
I know.
Ooh. It needs to be oiled. Don't we all?
The way I feel today, yeah, I know.
Or primed.
Oh, if it says try
Sherry.
again, ask a friend. It's
okay,
just like...
if it says yes for Sherry, Sherry goes. Anything else, I go. How about that?
Okay,
like
there we go.
Coin.
There we go. Oh, see, now it's really freaking out because we did that,
I know,
right?
we changed it.
Yeah, I know, and it's like
bitches.
Totally freaking out now.
Jeez.
Yeah. Ba-dum-bump.
Oh, look how it switched. It's going. We're going to videotape this one time.
Oh, that is... I go first. Shut the front door. Ta-da! Oh my god, I have to go first.
Where's that little sound machine I have? Do we have a cheering
sound?
sound?
A magical one?
We have a win now.
We have a winner. Oh my god.
I can eat and drink while Sherry now tries to tell a story.
Oh, it's very difficult. Thanks
Excellent.
a lot.
So what are we going to have today on the menu here, Sherry?
Okay, well, when I was trying to figure out what I was going to research, take a peek at or whatever, I Googled, okay, Manitoba, scary spots, right? Mm-hmm. And up popped Lower Fort Garry, which I thought was pretty cool because I've been there.
Love it.
I thought it was a really cool place, and I love really
so cool.
Historical stuff that sort of relates to, I guess, when Canada was formed. You know, the voyageurs, first people coming over. I thought it was really interesting. So, I started some Googling, and Lower Fort Garry, built in 1830 by the Hudson Bay Company, which is, a long time ago. And Hudson's Bay Company, as we know, is like one of the first people to have fur trading, get people moving here, make it the center of the world. Our world anyway. But it was built, Winnipeg was about 20 minutes away, and they call it Lower Fort Garry because Winnipeg was Fort Garry until a massive flood went and destroyed everything in 1826. So they had a bunch of people move down there, and it still stands today, reminiscent pretty much as it was in the 1800s. There are stone walls, many outbuildings, and pardon me, and the big house in the middle, which is where a lot of people came. They were stationed there. Many influential people. The Simpsons, the Colvilles. Pardon me, I'm choking. But finding information on it is actually really quite difficult. I found some stuff from Parks Canada. Megan Duick, who ran a ghost tour, she said that she's heard lots of ghost stories about the site. There have been unearthly voices and apparitions reported by workers and people visiting. Little did I know, which I wish I would have known before I actually went to visit, was that Lower Fort Garry was where the first penitentiary and mental health asylum were located.
Explains a lot.
I know. From 1871 to 1877, mental ill people in Manitoba were actually incarcerated in one of their old warehouses. Oh. I know. It was really kind of creepy. I mean, I wish I would have known that when I actually visited. To me, it's always just been sort of like, you know, an old fort, right? Where like military people and everyone got along, but holy
Kumbaya.
crap. Like, holy crap, little did I know. I wish I would have known, because it would have gave me a different feeling when I was walking around.
For sure.
Because, you know...
Did you go in the daytime or did you go at nighttime?
No, I went in the day because I went with hubby and my son, and we were looking at, you know, the outbuildings and like, where
Did you go in the fur where they stored the fur?
Yes.
On the third floor?
I know, that's where they see some spooky stuff in there. I know, they do. That's one of the places up there, because I don't know if no, it was a warehouse, they said, but pardon me. Actually, sorry, back to this. One of the actually most infamous residents was Honoré Jackson, if I'm saying that right, I don't know, but...
Très bien.
Très bien. It was Louis Riel's secretary, who was found not guilty of treason by reason of insanity during the Northwest Rebellion.
Oh, really? Come on.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm sorry. This guy named Riel come up to me, hey, bud, you want to form a rebellion?
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Sure, I got nothing happening today. Let's do it. I was insane.
I know.
Oh,
but isn't that odd? But no, seriously, this place couldn't have been a great mental hospital. Like, seriously, there was nothing there, right?
Can you imagine?
Actually, when I looked further into it, before they built what is now like the Selkirk Mental Hospital.
I was just going to say.
Yeah, they had prisoners and people with mental health issues together as one, because they didn't have any separation, right? That's where they were all confined there. And when they started building, they transferred a bunch of people there.
Something wrong with that game plan.
I know. And then
probably of all ages people. Like, we're talking probably like children,
everyone,
women and men.
I know. And I was actually trying to find out if I could see any kind of medical research on the people, because after they transferred, 59 people were actually transferred back again to Lower Fort Garry.
Water.
Because
water.
They had nowhere else to put them. Like, that's pretty scary shit at that time, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you would know what kind of place it is.
They probably shoved as many people as they could, probably.
Oh, I'm sure. In a tiny warehouse. They're not big.
4x4.
They're not a big warehouse there, right? But along with the information from Parks Canada, they said there's tales of people painfully freezing to death in the winter along the banks of the river, which is totally plausible. It's Manitoba people. Currently today, what is it? Minus 35?
Oh, today is, we have had constant, today is January 19th. We have had constantly weather warnings of
extreme freezing.
It
is not a nice place to have no heat in your house. And in 1830, it's not like it was a beautiful thing to be sick outside.
Exactly.
Yeah. They also said there was some information.
My father almost burned his house down last night.
Oh, shit.
I forgot to tell you.
No. Wood stove?
Well, yes and no.
Chimney fire?
He did a dumb thing.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if it's like, because he's getting old and just assumed it'll be okay. But he put his ashes outside from yesterday because you only have so much.
Yeah.
When I was telling him stuff about the podcast, and he's graciously going to come on our show in a few weeks when I bring him his DNA test that I went and purchased him and stuff when I get the results. And he said, I usually put them in a metal tin can yesterday, but they've been out for quite some time. So I put them in a bag and then put them on the porch. Oh. Needless to say, he has a burnt hole in his porch. And he woke up for some reason. He felt something was
bad?
Something bad was that. And then he looked out his window and he saw smoke. And then a little section of his deck burnt. Bye-bye.
Oh my God.
Thank God he's handy.
This is the kind of shit that happens, though. Right? I know.
Like you just assume because it never happened before, but look at what happened.
Yeah, I know.
Because it's so cold, like you don't want to go off the deck.
To put it anywhere else. I know.
Sorry, not to sidebar there, but it's just like, oh shit, yeah, my dad almost burnt to death last night.
Hey, can you imagine? This is what
it's
it's
so
like
cold.
to live. Yeah, I know.
It's a wood stove.
It's a wood stove.
Yeah.
People have to live like that.
Well, that's what they do.
I know, yeah. Gotta be warm.
I'm so sorry. You go right ahead. You go right ahead.
I don't know where I am. No. Apparently, someone in town was an alleged and a violent serial scalper.
Oh my God.
I know. Well, we're talking the time of... We're talking way back when, right? Oh, when Native American people and the first settlers were coming around.
That's right.
And many people, there was Métis Nation that was happening then.
Fucking white people. Just kidding.
Came and ruined everything. No, that's kind of creepy though.
I'm just joking.
And they also talked about get this, which I read and I thought, I hope this isn't true. It said tuberculosis was also terrible enough to keep children that had the disease in a small shack.
Oh.
I know. Oh. And you know what? I kind of tried to research a little bit about the tuberculosis outbreak, and there really was one. Whether or not this is totally true, I don't know. But sidebar from that, when the tuberculosis outbreak was happening, because there was Métis people and Native American people there at the same time, they started talking about, oh, well, it's not really a disease. It is the curse of the Wendigo coming to get everyone.
Interesting.
I know. And the Wendigo is a giant cannibalistic man that they have folklore of. And it was really kind of interesting when they...
Kind of like a boogeyman.
It is. He's like the boogeyman. He really is, yes. They said when he first started, Tales of Wendigo were that a native man was out hunting and got lost and was so hungry and starving that he resorted to cannibalism. Oh. And he has been stuck in the woods now ever since.
Because of his crimes.
Yes.
Against...
So now they talk about if anyone goes missing or whatever, sometimes it's the Wendigo coming to get you. But
well, shit, I'll never leave the house again.
Yeah, I know, but that was really interesting.
For skip the dishes, something I'm good.
No, that was really pretty interesting. But they said there are many stories about ghostly sightings and experiences over Fort Garry, mainly of which were experienced by visitors and staff. For example, they said that a lady in a white dress has been seen fleetingly in the big house. The big house, which was like the main house where all the prominent, important people used to stay. I mean, all the people that were like positioned there that had to come, all the ladies. And I've actually tried my damnedest to find out who would have died there that would have been a lady in the house. Because there was... a couple of notable people there. There were Simpsons that were living in there. That
I've heard about them.
Yes, she actually did pass away. The wife did pass away, but she didn't pass away when she was here. She passed away after that. They went back home, which doesn't mean that maybe she didn't
to England
come back.
Home?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she was chronically ill when she was here, and when they went back home, she died. I think in I can't remember. Was it 62? Maybe 1862.
Cool.
But yeah, she was quite ill for a long time. So look as I might. Couldn't find it. I Googled information about people that had passed actually at Lower Fort Garry. Couldn't find gravestones. Couldn't find grave sites. Looked through an archaeological dig of the entire site.
Sidebar. So this is what we are kind of here for. We want to know more. We want to know everything.
If you know something about this.
And what we want to attempt to do is we're going to dig through archives, whether it's through... days gone by, Winnipeg Free Press articles, Manitoba articles, Manitoba History Society. We want to know it all. So that's kind of like what we're here to do. We just want we want to find the woman in white is what we want.
Yeah.
Just to know a backstory.
Absolutely. I mean, I've looked through the Historical Society. I've looked through the Free Press things. I've looked through University of Manitoba findings. They just couldn't find out anyone that had passed then. They said they had other sightings and strange noises which have been seen and heard in the fur loft, of course, and the warehouse building. Well, the warehouse building, as we know now, was the mental facility, right? So there we go, right? It's kind of interesting.
How about the buildings outside the wall? Did you find anything about that?
The buildings where the Ironsmith and everything else was there. I walked down that area. I've been that area. I never actually read any really big stories about that area.
Okay.
And, excuse me, I have to cough right away. When I looked at that archaeological dig, the grave site that they said was a reputed grave site was actually across the highway from where it is now. So I don't know if that was actually included in their archaeological dig because it was across the highway. Yeah. Maybe they didn't. Maybe it really is there. I don't know.
You know what? That brings a really interesting point. The graves. For all the time...
1830s till 1900s. There's got to be people that passed away there.
They didn't say, oh, we're going to go a mile up the road and bury. They were always buried right there.
Absolutely.
There's no chapel. I think there's a little house that's like a chapel. I think.
But they never actually called it a chapel in any of the archaeological sites. They never said this was a chapel. They had like the men's quarters. They had...
Because if people knew that there were people buried, like if the general public knew... If people were buried on the site, I think that would freak a lot of people out.
Oh, it could potentially, yeah.
So I'm just saying.
I know.
It just makes sense that back in the day they wouldn't take their dead away.
Yeah, I know.
Unless they floated them down the Red River.
Yeah, that's exactly the only thing I could think of. Honestly, really.
Yeah,
it's the only thing I could think of. Really.
Yeah.
Because
it'd be interesting to find. While Sherry was sitting here, because I have such an array of books in my collection. I had the Hudson Bay Archive book. Did you put it back?
Oh, the genealogy.
The genealogy, right.
Yeah.
It'd be really interesting. It was compiled by, who's that gentleman's name? D.N.
Sprague
and
R.P.
Fry. So it'd be really interesting to find out what these gentlemen knew, because if somehow we could get a hold of their relatives, this book's quite old.
Yeah,
I've had it for quite some time in my travels because my family has been here for quite some time on my dad's side. So
yes, because there is a large portion of
I found my
people.
relatives in that book, and then basically it's people that were employed by the Hudson Bay Company, and then they kept tabs on them as a form of consensus.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Consensus.
It's a consensus to census.
I agreed for you to census me, so that would be a consensus. Excuse the tequila. I mean wine.
No, I mean wine. I mean, oh, yes.
Yeah.
No.
But in any event, like, as long as I didn't say basically.
No.
I am not allowed. I should have done like a sworn thing.
A sworn thing. I swear to God, I will not say the word basically.
I swear I will not say the word basically like I did the 25 times on our first podcast. Basically. Holy crap. Judgmental. Self-judgmental. Mm-hmm. But anyway, like, yeah. So, I mean, you would think that this place would hold the gravestones. They're not going to travel off, especially if they're at war or if there's a threat. They would want their loved ones close. They want to give them a Catholic burial. I'm
absolutely,
assumption there, but
well, for sure, everyone that was coming from England, I'm sure would have.
It would be really interesting to see where those records would lead us, as far as like where these people.
And
were
it's
buried.
not a really large site, so you got to think we're talking like way in the two bully times. There's nothing around.
I just burped up coconut tequila.
Oh yeah,
but. Sorry.
No, but there was nothing. You think about it. It's not like going to the city.
There has to be something. Like,
I know.
Do you know that there was that one graveyard? Okay, I clearly know this. In the 70s and 80s, more so when I got my license in the late 80s, I would drive past this graveyard at the end of McPhillips before you hit the perimeter, and it was a Jewish cemetery.
Oh.
There's houses there now.
Oh, really?
A la Poltergeist. Where the F did these bodies go? Like, you can't tell me they redug...
They have done that before, though.
I know.
Jewish people probably wouldn't, though. I don't think.
I don't know how they would have approved of that, because Jewish people have this thing where the bodies have to be buried within 3 days, intact. So all of a sudden, it's okay for them to move them. I don't know.
No way.
Something funky happened there. So what I'm saying, people, I'm not making assumptions and I'm not accusing anything, but what I'm saying here is there has to be bodies in that compound somehow. Yes.
Somewhere. But nowhere could I find
it. But
it.
It's all nice and clean and
proper.
It
is very clean and proper. And trust me, I have seen archaeological digs. I can tell you what's in the latrine that they found.
Please do.
Oh, no shit. No, really. It was kind of weird. The only one that I was reading I thought was kind of really creepy was they were talking about, we found what we assume by its contents was a latrine was part of a porcelain baby doll head.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, oh.
Annabelle.
I know. It was like so creepy. I'm like reading, I'm going, okay, never mind the stone flockins or whatever the heck they had down there. But I'm like, okay, well, that's kind of creepy.
Humans are really shitty people.
Yeah, technically.
Sorry.
No. Okay. What else did I say? Oh, did you know that producers of the Ghost Hunters International aired between 2008 and 2012 featured Lower Fort Garry as an episode that first aired in April of 2012.
Did not know that.
I did not know that either. I'm going to try and Google that because they actually recorded noises and voices when they were investigating. So I thought that was pretty cool.
And just from the information that I have on the Lower Fort Garry, it was actually built by the Hudson Bay Company.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, for people to be stationed there. I know after Winnipeg got flooded there, they were like, "Oh, screw it, we got to find better land." So they go like downriver and they find this other spot that was supposed to be higher and everything. But it was really kind of interesting because I actually found I guess letters written back. It was like correspondence notes that were, and it was really cute because I was trying to find ghosts, right? So I'm googling ghosts, and I find this thing that says, "I'm very glad." Let's say, I was very glad to learn from your favor of 5th December that Donald Bannerman had taken up your property so safe, particularly the piano. They were like hauling a piano around in like the 1830s. Okay, we're talking canoe and it says the bare sight of what had put the unfortunate man in a perfect fever here.
That's like party platoon.
I know. His people were not over fond of the package, but all kinds of nonsense into his head. And that old ghost Moet, with his jokes, did all he could to make things worse. So I'm like, old ghost Moet. I thought, oh, is this like a curse or something they're talking about? So I Googled Moet. No, Moet was like this big old burly fur trader. And I guess he was a shit disturber because he made everyone pissed off about carrying this piano. But I also found out that, never mind poor old Moet, poor old Moet actually died years later in a boating accident on the river. Oh. Yeah. So, I mean, poor old ghost Moet actually, in 1862, he actually died and became a ghost.
He gave up the ghost.
He gave up the ghost in 1862 after everyone referred to him as a ghost.
Shameless plug.
I know, no. It was really actually interesting. I mean, there's so much information. It's just sort of so scattered. Everything is, because it's so old, right? It's like the 1800s.
Right, exactly.
You know?
And it's regurgitated. So basically, I tell a person, they tell a person, and then they tell 8 friends, and then they tell 8 friends. So
I know.
Lost in translation, you're playing the telephone game. So
it's just insane. There's just so much stuff, and there's nothing that is ever like amalgamated into one whole historical booklet, right?
Something compact. Something.
I know. Yeah. So you can read a little bit of this from the memoirs, read a little bit of this from like storytellers, read a little bit from the, it's just insane. But one of the sites I said there's like a Heartland Travel Ghost Tour. I don't know if they're still around now.
Which is
they're
where
still
Peg
around
is
now?
Kristen.
Okay.
Yeah.
They do dowsing and table tipping there.
Okay. Yeah.
They also
I'm cool
use
with that. No Ouija board.
They use pendulums, EMF, and digital recording tools.
Oh, pendulum! Look
Pendulums.
good.
This is our pendulum. Yes. It said, but again, they see most of their ghost sightings in the big house, which is the oldest house there.
Right.
It was funny too because in one of the things I read, they were talking about cats. They have a friendly cat named Wiggles there, and I remember when we went there. Seriously, it's really cute because I think it was.
Of course, Sher would remember the cat.
Of course, I remember the cat because, of course, I'm a cat girl. But they had when we went at the fur house, at the fur trade house. They have signs. They're almost like wanted posters, and there was 2 at the time, and it said, "Hello, my name is so and so," and they have a picture of the kitty.
Okay. And
it says, "Don't worry, I'm a resident here."
Oh God.
Because I guess so many people were reporting a stray cat.
Yes.
They had to tell everyone, "Hey, listen, I am the cat that belongs here," right? And see, when I went there,
all bow to the mighty cat god.
Absolutely, because cats are pretty cool and bitchy at the same time, but. When we went there, we're like, oh, okay, we go over at the fur house. I have my kid who at the time
Makes
was
sense,
probably...
mousers, right? They probably need mousers.
I don't...
You think about it,
I don't even know. They just seem like they're sort of tourist cats. Mm-hmm. It's like they hang out and they're like, well, yeah.
Like pet value.
In the fur... seriously, in the fur house, they probably would need mousers there.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely, because...
Yeah. Because they're not going to... They're not going to modernize it just for the sake of preserving it because they want to be able to keep the integrity.
It was awesome.
So you could see them having cats.
Absolutely. And the smell of everything in there, like the wood and the...
Right on the riverbanks. Hello.
Oh, beautiful. See, we walked down to the riverbank. See, I wish I would have known this before because one of the cats, when we went to the fur house, we're going, oh, here's Mr. Whoever it was at that time. Where's the other kitty? There was like 2 kitties. We're like, damn, where's the other kitty?
Right. So
we go, okay, well, we didn't see the other kitty. We meandered through like the workman's area, right?
Yeah.
And then, oh, well, there's a weaving path that's going down to the river.
Okay.
So we go down to the river.
Okay.
And
fish?
No, we just went to look.
Yeah.
We go up over this little
Did
hill.
you guys fish while you were there?
No, I mean, I was thinking about it. Actually went to go look and see whether or not it was good there. But I ran up over a hill and I have like my boy behind me. He's maybe 7 or 8 at the time. And I go, oh shit, there's a cat. But the cat's like looking like the cat's giving up the ghost.
Oh, poop.
I know. So I'm like, holy shit. Okay, everyone stop. I'm like, fair, I think I found the cat. Oh, sorry, I just said a name. Cut that out.
We'll see what we can do.
No, whatever. But anyway, I said to my husband, oh, yeah, I think I just found the cat. And I'm like, oh, shit, it's not good. So I sent him over, of course. Go look, right?
Yeah.
And I can hear him going, hey, psst, kitty. Then all of a sudden,
yeah.
He's okay.
Oh, thank God.
He looked like roadkill. He was laying, no shit, like seriously, like on their side, legs stiff like a board.
Yeah.
That's what he looked like.
Out.
He was like seriously roadkill, and he like
playing possum.
Oh, that little bastard
Not
scared the shit out of me. I tell ya. But anyway, that was the only really freaky thing I knew about the whole visit when I was there.
That's really going to lead to our conversation on our ramble. So in episode 5 coming up. I'll leave it like that. There's a little
I'll
teaser.
leave it like that, yeah.
Teaser.
No, but yeah, that was really it. And honestly, on another sidebar, totally off topic.
Yep.
But because we're talking about the First Nations people, and we were talking about the Métis genealogy.
Yes.
My husband's relatives, they're fiddlers. And it was really funny because in some of those letters back and forth, it said, here was a letter that said, we are very comfortably settled now, and shall be more so when our goods and servants arrive from York. Johnny's officiating as our cook.
Lati frickin' da.
Yeah, I know it. And it says, we found a half-breed girl here, a Nancy fiddler, who makes a tolerable housemaid. And I'm like, fiddler? I'm like, honey, do you think that she's related to you in any way?
Oh my God.
I know. But he's going, they didn't even say nice. They said tolerable.
Oh my God.
I know. I thought it was really interesting, but...
Oh,
I know. It was pretty cool. And, also, too, another sidebar, has nothing to do with ghostly things, but apparently there was some scandalous stuff going on. Because it said...
Scandal.
Yes, there was various problems disrupting the Red River settlement. Baladin, which was a man that lived there, his wife commenced with her affair with Captain Foss.
Hello.
Yeah, I know. Apparently, she was doing some dirty deeds with Captain Foss that caused him to go back home.
Oh my.
Yeah. And then she was removed from the big house.
Oh my God.
It says, remove the sticky presence from the Colvilles.
Holy shit.
I know, eh? Can you imagine, like, 1800s, right? But I mean, what has changed much, eh?
It's like PT Valley. What is it? What's that song? You know, everybody knows everybody else's business, right? It's
it
just
was
like
pretty
almost
funny,
like, oh.
Yeah, but I was actually really intrigued, and actually kind of gonna look more at this stuff because I find it really quite fascinating. Because number one, it's like the beginning of Canada, right? It's the beginning of Canada.
Totally.
Lots of history, very interesting. Lots of Native American stuff that falls into play with folklore, stories. Yeah. And I really want to know who the ghosty woman is. Yeah. It really annoyed me. I searched and searched through everything I could possibly find and nada. But if anyone knows out there, please let us know. I would really like to know. If anyone has any history, please contact us at givinguptheghost@gmail.com or Facebook people, Giving Up the Ghost. Or if you tweet or Twitter or Twitter-pated, Giving Up the Ghost. Because we'd really like to know. I'd really like to know if anyone has any personal knowledge.
Yeah, we want to know more. We want to share more. So, I mean, this is another topic place that we're visiting that we do want to follow up on and get more details on. Whether it's people that collaborate and give us info, or we're just going to go out and find our own effing information because I'm just like... Get her done. One other thing that I found while Sherry was reading was that apparently it was the signing of Treaty 1 with the Ojibwe and Swampy Cree peoples in southern Manitoba at Lower Fort Garry in August of 1871 that led to the fort's commemoration by the Historic Sites and Monuments Board of Canada.
And Treaty 1 is extremely important. It is a big thing. Like I said, the beginning of Canada. Most historical kind of like beginning of Canada stuff there is. Like, I mean, this is, when we, it was really kind of interesting too. I was like telling my husband about this as I was looking, and like, for fun, these people used to sit around, play music, play flutes, play fiddles, drink.
Them golden slippers?
I know, I don't think it was them golden slippers then, and race purebred horses down the frozen river.
Oh, very cool.
Can you imagine? What a life.
Very cool.
What an odd life it must have been though, really. I know.
The time.
I know.
Back in the day, way back in the day, I had a friend, not in contact as much anymore, unfortunately, and still in touch with his brother, who will be on a later show because he's gone on with me with ghost tours at the Fort Garry Hotel. But anyway, my friend's younger brother used to hang around with a past, how shall I say, a gentleman caller of mine.
That was very polite.
Appropriate. Thank you. Thank you very much. Try not to let the wine sway me.
No.
Tequila.
No.
And but anyway, with this guy, he was actually trained as an archaeologist through the U of Winnipeg, I believe.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And so he had a lot of knowledge. He worked with the museum and all this kind of stuff. It was like a fall time, so the river receded quite a bit, like the river drops. And then he said to me, my companion at the time, and another gentleman friend, he said, hey, you guys want to go explore for artifacts along the Red River?
Hell yeah.
Banks? And I'm like, yeah, nothing better to do. It's fall time.
Yeah.
So we went to the park off of Henderson Highway, just before St. Andrews or Lockport and stuff. We entered on city provincial property, so we weren't trespassing.
Yeah.
However, once you go up the river, you're kind of embanking on the riverbank, which kind of borders on people's properties. Right. So as we're looking, he tells us try to find pottery. Try to find pieces of pottery. And that's exactly what we did. We found so much pottery. This gentleman, unfortunately, we're not friends anymore, close friends or whatever the fact is. so I can't say his name. But he himself apparently has amassed over the years a collection of 30,000 pieces.
Holy crap.
Of artifacts in his own personal collection here in Manitoba.
Insane.
It is insane. I think he's working with a private firm now. Last time I talked to him was about, my grandfather passed about 9 years ago. His father passed about 9 years. So about 8 years ago, I had him over for coffee, and we're all kumbaya, and it was all good and stuff. You know, even though he knew I'm friends with a relative of his. And anyway, but like we found pieces of pottery, and he was so intent. He's like, find me a lip.
Oh,
like,
yeah. I
know.
Well, yeah.
Because the lip will actually have the markings of the tribes that lived in that area. And then one of us was fortunate enough to actually find him a lip of a cup or saucer or a bowl.
Right.
And he was able to depict that it was from the 11th or 14th century. And he actually even named the tribe that resided in the area.
Oh, that's super cool.
It was so cool.
I know, because there is a lot, like, see, that's the thing. When you have those little fur trades, right? They're I know, there's...
I'm the timekeeper, not
I know. She's like pointing. Look at, holy crap, we're way over limit.
People.
Well, we talk too much. That's what the problem is.
Oh my god.
I know.
I don't want to bore people to death here. Anyway.
No, but it is really interesting because there is so many tribes.
Cool.
And especially the turn, like when fur trading was in, everyone came from everywhere.
Yeah.
Right? So there was stuff from everywhere.
Yeah.
There was folklore from everywhere. There's languages from everywhere. There's everything.
Totally.
And it's really super cool. But anyway, people, thank you very much. And please share with us. And I don't know, you have anything else to add?
Well, I just wanted to quickly say, they had it set it up. They had it set up, not this October of 2018, I think it was October 2017. They set up the Lower Fort Garry for like a ghost haunt.
They did, yes.
Not a ghost haunt, but a tour type
thing.
A self-guiding tour.
Yes,
and it was so cool. Like,
yeah.
I've been there during the day. You know what? I don't feel endangered or threatened when I go there at night. There was one house outside the fort, and that's why I asked Sher if there's anything about outside the fort. There was one house that they had, like, you know, people acting and stuff. And I couldn't help but feel, not an boding doom, but I felt like they did not like us there.
Oh,
like, they felt like we were insulted.
In the fur place.
I totally felt like something there was kind of insulted.
That people were like hanging out. Yeah, I know.
People were like
That's
making
how I felt
fun
when I
of
went
them,
to the
like in
fur
the costumes and mocking them and stuff.
Oh.
I totally felt that. And then we went with another couple who happened just to close friends of ours who just happened to move across the highway a couple of years ago into one of the developments. And, you know, they weren't too keen on coming, but they indulged me and we went, and it was fun. It was a nice evening out. But yeah, I truly felt that vibe. Not that I felt during the day, but at nighttime going through these people's personal homes. Yeah. They didn't like it. But anyway, that's all I'll say about that. Yeah. But otherwise, if you want to just sign off and just do the
I gotta sign. Where am I signing off? Oh my god, girl, it's so much. Especially
anyway,
thank you.
We want to thank again Joel.
Yes, thanks, Joel. Super cool.
NPM Night Stalker Podcast.
Absolutely.
Network. There's other shows on NPM. There's The Dark Side of the Paranormal. There is Opening the Portals to Enlightenment. The UFC, which is the UFO type dealio investigations with Ryan Stacy.
Awesome.
Paranormal Crossings. Paranormal Night Stalker Podcast.
Absolutely.
With Joel and Michael. If, again, anybody wants to help us, trying to indulge us,
please indulge us.
Please do.
We love indulgence.
Set us straight. Tell us how wrong we are. We love that.
Yes, we do.
But seriously, you know, give us a call.
Oh, no, don't give us a call. Shoot us.
That will be edited out. Shoot us an email.
Absolutely.
We are at givinguptheghost.podcast@gmail.com. We are tweets.
We are tweeties. You can tweeties.
We are on Facebook, Giving Up the Ghost at Facebook.
Yeah.
And we appreciate everything. And as our new slogan is live every day
like it's your last. And don't give up
never give up the ghost. Bye. Ciao for now. Bye for now.